you're a business person, a salesperson, anything you're doing, any cause you're representing, you're going to need to sell whatever the idea is, right? You're going to have to sell it at some point. Literally impossible, right, to not sell what you're doing in order to make money. Some people are in industries that are already established, which is probably most people. So therefore, maybe you have to do a little bit less sales, but it was only possible because originally someone marketed your idea, right? So you really need to find some kind of way of separating yourself. A lot of people kind of think about sales in terms of trying to push people into things, trying to manipulate people, or trying to talk really fast, or have all these facts and figures. And a lot of it is facts and figures. For me, I sell quite logically, right? But it only works if you've got the person on your side. You've built some kind of rapport. You might have heard people say the word rapport. It just means that some kind of common ground, like you've known each other for quite a bit, even if you literally have just met each other, right? You've called someone or knocked on someone's door. The biggest thing to remember, guys, is when it comes to anything in life, not just sales, as we all know, preparation is key, right? Going over your pitch again and again and again is fantastic. That's the way to do it. But also going over the objections, because the chances of people just saying yes straight away are extremely low. The majority of your money you're going to make, the money that's worth making, is usually going to be from turning objections. And a lot of the people that have objections will actually turn into really, really good long-term customers. Just because they have an objection doesn't mean they're not going to be a good customer. Some people are very, very committed in the way they think in general. So for you to turn their objection and have that conviction and stand on your point will get them on your side a lot of the time. And once they're on your side, they're going to stick there for quite a bit. So these are actually really good customers a lot of the time. These are not bad customers just because they had an objection. Now, think about turning people's objections. Again, you're only going to know how to do that if you're prepared. So more than likely, if you're working in a crappy sales job, hopefully you're not, they probably won't prepare you whatsoever. They won't train you. Maybe they give you one session of training and that's it, which is just like going to the gym and doing one session and then paying for the membership for the year, never showing up again. It's just a waste of time, right? So the objections you're going to get, regardless of what industry you're in, are usually something like price. Don't want to give you my bank details if you're in a situation where you're calling in cold and they don't trust you. There will be, I don't believe the product or service does what it says on the tin. I don't believe it's going to solve the problems that I've got. So whether that's a charity, whether that's a business, service, products, whatever it is, they essentially don't believe that it's going to do what you say it's going to do. Another objection would be, I already am part of this thing. There's certain leeway you can get when someone already has signed up to a product or service. Generally, I wouldn't push too hard on that because it's a bad thing to obviously pull people from one side to the other. If they're already involved in a charity or already involved in a business, I definitely wouldn't recommend telling them they should stop being involved with that thing, because it paints a negative picture and it's just not a good way of doing business whatsoever. But there could be things that your service or product does or cause does that the one they're currently involved in doesn't do, and that would be more so your niche, right? So figuring out what exactly the competition is doing in terms of preparation, this is what you want to be getting down. What does the competition do? What does the competition not do? What does our product or service or cause do what the competition do not do? These are going to be your advantages in the marketplace, right? Going out and selling and pitching to people. Unless you know your advantages, it's going to be very hard to convince people to buy from you, let alone handle the objections that they've got. So once you know the reason people are going to buy from you, once you know all of your objections that you're going to get and you practice and rehearse them, immediately you're going to get sales. You will see this. And even if you didn't immediately get sales, like the first door you knocked on, the first call you made, you'll just feel this confidence that, like, no matter what's going on today, I actually know what I'm doing, because you're fully prepared. The person that's not prepared is the person that's going to hate sales the most, the person that's going to feel the most amount of anxiety, the person that's going to freeze up the most when they're asked questions, and the person ultimately that's probably going to quit sales and marketing or whatever they're doing. Whatever you're trying to sell, they're going to quit at some point, right? Because they're just not prepared. So preparation is the biggest thing. It always has been, it always will be. AI is not going to replace it, although AI can help you with your sales pitch massively. It may not be correct about everything in terms of where AI is at the moment, ChatGPT I'm talking about specifically. But if you say, ChatGPT, write me a pitch on this, write down the objections I would get in this scenario. How do I handle the objections in this scenario? What's the best way to approach someone when I'm doing sales? What are the best things to talk about? How do I get the pitch that I already have, if you already have a pitch, and make it shorter? Get ChatGPT to write you a pitch from scratch and then just simply say, make this pitch more concise and shorter. Emphasize the key points, emphasize the pain points. Getting people's pain points down is really big in sales, really big. Because at the end of the day, you've got a limited amount of time to speak to someone before you lose them, before you lose their attention, once you've grabbed their attention. So get your pitch concise, tight, and tidy, and approach people with this, and watch your sales go through the roof, and your confidence as well. Every single time you prepare is more and more confidence in your confidence bank, if you like. So that is really what it's all about. and you're probably going to make other people unhappy by doing that and being that way, because the chances are people around you are probably not preparing. If you're in a everyday working class, blue collar, whatever they'll call it, in America, sales background, right? It's only the really elite, high level companies that are having everyone practice their pitch all the time. People are making great money, etc., etc. You want to really forget, in that sense, about the people around you. It's not about not being a team player. It's just recognizing that if you're putting a lot of work in, practicing and doing all the right things, and the people around you are not, you need to kind of forget about what path they're on. Okay, that's up to them. This is your life. Okay, you need to set the example, and if they dislike you or hate you for doing that, then God bless them and just carry on doing what you're doing, because you're doing the right thing. Being prepared and being diligent and working hard is supposed to be rewarded, right? Not punished. So this is a good thing. You're doing your absolute best. Keep showing up, and these are skills that you're going to take with you for the rest of your life, right? So this video that I'm making now, I haven't actually written anything down, right? This is just completely off the top of my head, off the dome, as they say. That's only because I've been in sales for 10 years. So I know what I'm talking about, right? You could spin me upside down, throw water in my face, hopefully not, and shake my head, right? And still ask me questions about sales, and I would know, because I've done this for like years and years and years and years. Even before the 10 years in sales I was looking into business and that kind of thing all the time, right? So I know how important sales is, and it will get you into rooms, it will get you speaking to people, it will allow you to kind of have like a good grip on human psychology as well, like reading people, right? Reading people is very important because it saves you time. It doesn't mean you can literally read people's minds, obviously, and you're still going to be wrong some of the time, but at the end of the day, you want to know the people around you are the correct people to be with, and to find out if they are, look at their approach, right? Have they got a good attitude? Are they always complaining? Are they always broke? If they are broke, it's not the end of the world, but why are they broke, right? That's the key question. If you ask them what they've been doing and they complain about everything, then it's probably quite obvious that that's a big part of why they're broke, right? They're not broke because they've been getting up every day, being diligent, practicing their pitch over and over again. They're broke because they're not doing the right things, which is kind of just part of life, right? So I hope you got a lot from the video. I hope you enjoyed it. My stuff is going to be on Skool very soon. I've got a Skool community I'm trying to build, and there's going to be exclusive content, but focusing on this free content for a bit and adding value, basically. If you've got anything from the video, or if you have any sales tips or anything you want to leave for people, please do leave them in the comments, because I'm essentially looking to build a community around sales and marketing and people that are building their business and anyone that can get value from it. So appreciate it. Thank you very much, and I wish you all the best for whatever you do. Have a good one.